Ladies and gentlemen, most people spend their lives acting like time is unlimited, like they can waste it today and somehow get it back tomorrow. But here's the truth. You can always make more money, but you can never make more time. Every second slipping by is a second you'll never see again. And the difference between those who live with purpose and those who merely exist comes down to how they value their time. Time is the most valuable currency you'll ever own, and yet it's the one we spend the most carelessly. Think about it. Someone stole your money, you'd be furious. But how often do you let distractions, laziness, or meaningless routines steal hours from your day? Time doesn't wait, it doesn't pause, it doesn't care about your excuses. It just moves forward without apology, without mercy. So if you're serious about your life, your goals, your future, you have to ask yourself, how are you spending your time? Because in the end, it's not the years in your life that count, it's the life in your years. And the life you build will be a direct reflection of how deeply you respected the clock. There's a currency more sacred than gold, more unforgiving than failure, and more powerful than talent, education, or even connections. It's the one resource every extraordinary individual guards fiercely, while most ordinary lives waste without a thought. It's not wealth, it's not luck, it's not opportunity, it's time. Time is the only asset you cannot borrow, steal, rewind, or replace. You can't store it, you can only spend it. And how you spend it will ultimately define the story of your life. Every second is a seed, every minute a reflection, every hour a building block in the structure of your legacy. The harsh reality? Most people are bankrupt, not in their wallets, but in their spirit, drive, and sense of purpose, because they've traded their time for false productivity, for the comfort of distraction, for the noise that fills the day but never the soul. They drift through their days aimlessly, scroll through their hours like time is limitless, but it's not. It's fleeting. It fades as fast as your breath. And every second you neglect, someone else is using that same moment to build, to improve, to advance. This isn't about fear, it's about reality. Because when you grasp the value of time, you don't just respect it, you honor it. You guard it like treasure. You wield it like a tool that shapes everything. Because how you use your time reveals what truly matters to you. You say you want success. How much time did you invest in your dream today? You say you crave freedom. How much of your day did you give to people still trapped to themselves? You say you want to leave a legacy. How many hours are you spending building something that will live on after you? Time is the great leveler. It humbles the powerful and elevates the unseen. It doesn't care where you come from. It doesn't respond to excuses. It only responds to discipline. So ask yourself honestly, what is your relationship with time? Are you in charge of it, or is it in charge of you? Do you shape your schedule, or do you let circumstance dictate it? Do you begin each day with intention, or are you waking up already behind? Because the truth is, you don't have a time problem. You have a purpose problem, a priority problem, a personal standards problem. When time becomes sacred, your life becomes clear. Your yes becomes rare. Your no becomes powerful. You stop giving attention to what doesn't grow you. You stop putting off what your future is desperately asking you to start. You stop spending hours on what drains you because you realize the way you use your time is the way you use your life. And you weren't created to settle. You were made to rise, to act, to expand. Once you truly value time, you stop pretending you have forever. You stop postponing your greatness. You stop pushing your potential into a someday that doesn't exist and won't unless you claim it now. Because here's the truth. If tomorrow never came, would today's hours prove you were becoming who you claimed you would be? Show it by what you no longer allow into your mental space. If you say you want to leave a legacy, then treat your hours with the same honor you'd expect from future generations, because their future depends on what you do with your time. You don't become wealthy by simply working more. You become wealthy by valuing time above money. Success isn't about doing more. It's about removing what doesn't matter. And freedom doesn't come from escaping the clock. It comes from mastering it, leading it, and becoming someone who uses time with exact purpose. Here's the final truth, the one that either shapes you or breaks you. Your time is running out. Every minute is spent. Every breath is used. Every excuse costs you the one thing you can never recover. So stop waiting for the perfect plan, for motivation, for life to slow down. It won't. You create time, you eliminate distraction, you move with focus, you live with such clear intention that time begins to serve your purpose. Because that's what happens when you lead with direction. That's what happens when you decide right now that every day from this moment forward belongs to you. A day you shape, a day you build, a day you live, fully aware that this moment is priceless and you're done letting it go to waste. Let the world stay in a hurry. Let the clock keep ticking. Let others lose their hours to noise. But you move with clarity. You act with respect, you rise with purpose, and you lead your life like time is your most valuable asset. Because it is, and now you know exactly how to treat it. There's something you'll never get back. Something more costly than failure, more dangerous than fear, more powerful than talent. It's time, the silent currency of your life. And every second is being spent. The only question is, are you investing it or wasting it? Because whether you rise or stay still, whether you build or fade, whether you thrive or vanish into the background will come down to how you manage your time. And the truth, time isn't the problem. You have enough. 24 hours, the same as every high performer in history. The real issue is intention. The issue is what you allow to drain the most sacred resource you have. You don't need more hours. You need more ownership. Time isn't something you use when it's easy. It's something you must command. And if you don't take control of it, the world will take it from you. Every scroll drains it. Every empty conversation drains it. Every hour spent chasing comfort over purpose is a permanent withdrawal from the life you could be building. And once it's spent, it's gone. No refunds, no replays, only regret for those who never learned how to live with purpose. So how do the great ones do it? How do the top performers, the unstoppable, the ones who create real impact, manage time without wasting it? They don't just fill schedules, they own their rhythm. They create systems, they protect their focus as if it's sacred, because it is. And it begins with one shift in mindset. A shift that is unapologetic and precise. You stop asking, what do I have time for? And start asking, what must be done to align with the future I'm building? That question changes everything. It cuts distractions. It sharpens your decisions. It activates a version of you that doesn't just react to the day, but designs it. The successful don't manage time, they multiply it. They create leverage. They never wake up just responding, they wake up already creating. They begin their day with ritual, not from a place of rigidity, but from a place of respect, because they understand that every block of time is like an altar, and what you place on that altar shapes the outcome of your life. If you want peace, you must schedule it. If you want freedom, you must earn it through structure. If you want success, you must build days that make it inevitable. It starts by letting go of the myth of multitasking. You weren't designed to divide your attention across multiple apps, conversations, and browser tabs. You were made for focus, for deep, intentional effort. When you lock in on one meaningful task, that's where excellence begins. Depth leads to mastery, and mastery produces long-term speed. If you want to stop wasting time, stop spending your best energy on shallow, low-value work. Protect your highest performing hours. Stop giving your mornings away. Treat deep work like a mission. Build a boundary around the first 2 hours of your day. How you begin determines how you grow. And this is not about staying busy. Busy is a trap. It's motion without direction. You don't need more motion. You need movement that serves your mission. That means every minute must point toward your vision. Every task must earn a spot on your calendar. Every person must align with your values or be excluded, respectfully. Not out of arrogance, but out of alignment. When you truly understand what matters, you stop giving your time to what doesn't. And once you've protected your mornings, removed distractions, and closed mental loops, you face one essential task: deciding what really matters. Because not everything deserves your energy. Not every task has equal weight. Not every opportunity fits your direction. Time management without clarity is just chaos wearing a planner. You need ruthless clarity. What drives the most progress? What generates the most value? What builds momentum? What aligns with who you're becoming? When you answer those questions, your calendar becomes sacred ground. You don't just fill your day with activity, you build it around intention. You focus on 3 to 5 high impact actions per day, no more. Because a few things done with intensity will create more movement than 100 tasks done with distraction. The person trying to do everything often accomplishes nothing, but the one who focuses with precision builds legacy. So structure your day like an empire. Use mornings to build momentum. Use middays to practice mastery. Use evenings to reflect and recalibrate. Don't end the day by collapsing into bed. End it by closing the loop with intention. Ask yourself, what did I accomplish? What needs to improve tomorrow? What did I learn today, and how will I apply it? This 5-minute reflection transforms random effort into real growth. Do this consistently, and you'll find that days turn into weeks of progress, weeks evolve into personal empires. Time itself begins to align with your systems. Because the truth is, you don't manage time. When your energy is directed by discipline, your focus guided by clarity, and your actions driven by purpose, then time becomes your tool, not your obstacle. You don't run out of time. You take control of it. You use it with precision. And in doing so, you begin creating the life most people only dream of, a life shaped by your vision, not your distractions. This is how you stop wasting time. This is how you break out of autopilot. You stop waiting to feel inspired. You stop responding to circumstances like a passive observer. You rise. You take ownership, and you lead your day as though it was crafted for someone who's ready to build something extraordinary. Let these final words resonate deeply, because this is the moment you stop running from your power and begin stepping fully into it. Understand this clearly. You are not here to simply manage time. You are here to master it, shape it, and lead it like a general commanding an army with precision, clarity, and purpose. Most people don't stay broke because they lack money. They stay broke because they lack focus. Most people don't stay tired because they lack energy. They stay tired because they lack direction. And most people don't die with regret because they weren't talented. They do so because they allowed their time to be consumed by things that didn't matter. But not you, not anymore, because now you see time for what it truly is, not just hours or minutes, but access, opportunity, and transformation. Time isn't just a ticking clock. It's a chance, hidden in the ordinary. You weren't given life to watch the hours pass. You were given life to make every hour count. So stop saying, I'm busy. Start saying, I'm building. Stop telling yourself, I don't have time. Start saying, I don't give time to anything that doesn't serve my legacy. You are not a manager of time. You are a leader of your future. And how you schedule your day is how you shape your destiny. From now on, your calendar is a commit. Your habits are a vote for who you're becoming. Your daily rhythm is your true resume. Every moment, every breath is either wasted in distraction or invested in growth. No more drifting, no more reacting, no more waiting for perfect timing or permission from the world. Wake up early. Set the tone. Move with intention. Build in silence. Guard your focus like it's gold. Design your life like an architect crafting a masterpiece. Because time is not your enemy. It's not your excuse. It's not your weakness. Time is your test. And from this point forward, you don't live by the clock. You live by calling. Let the world keep rushing. Let the hours pass. Let the noise try to pull you away. But you rise. You claim every moment. You make time work for you. Real wealth isn't found in a bank account. It's not parked in your garage or hanging in your closet. It's first built in the mind, long before it ever shows up in your world. But here's the truth most people never learn. You don't just get rich, you become rich. And not by chance. You build it one decision at a time with intention, obsession, and alignment. The world will always tell you to work harder, but hard work by itself isn't enough. Ants work hard, machines work hard, but hard work without purpose is just burnout in disguise. If you want wealth, you must choose it, not wish for it, not wait for it. Decide to live a life that rejects average. Everything changes the day you stop asking, how can I make more money? And start asking, who must I become to attract the life I desire? Because it all begins in your mind. Your mindset is the root of your wealth. If you plant scarcity, you'll always live just to get by. But if you plant power, you'll grow a future that goes beyond your lifetime. So what do you really believe about money, about work, about your worth? Because no strategy can save you if deep down You believe you're undeserving of abundance. You must rewrite that internal narrative. Wealth is not evil. Wanting more is not selfish. Desire is not greed. It's purpose in motion. Because when good people get rich, they don't create bigger problems. They solve them. But you can't attract abundance with a mindset built on lack. You won't find freedom if your identity is still tied to limitation. You won't earn more than what your internal world is ready to receive. So if you want to fuel your work with real motivation, stop chasing income, start chasing alignment. Wake up every morning and ask yourself, what version of me must show up today to create the future I said I wanted yesterday? That question alone, what version of me must show up today, is worth millions. Because motivation doesn't come from quotes, it comes from clarity. If your vision is vague, your drive will drown. But if your vision is crystal, if it lives in your bones, if you've tasted the freedom, the impact, the legacy, then work doesn't feel like work anymore. It feels like worship. You stop grinding and start building. You stop pushing and start aligning. You stop needing a reason because you become the reason. But let's be clear. Wealth is not owed to you. It doesn't respond to intentions. It responds to intensity. It demands sacrifice. You will have to let go of what is easy. You will have to walk away from people who love your comfort but fear your growth. You will have to kill distractions like your life depends on it, because it does. Every day, you are either investing in your future or robbing it. There is no neutral. There is no pause. Time doesn't wait, and neither does success. So what are you choosing? Comfort or conviction? Distraction or direction? Pleasure or purpose? You think you need motivation. You don't. You need a reason, a fire, a vision so sharp, so vivid, it makes your excuses beg for mercy. You want wealth. Here's the truth. You must earn the right to handle it. Not by waiting, not by hoping, but by working intentionally, intensely, relentlessly. And the moment you make that shift, the world starts to respond. Opportunities bend in your direction. Doors appear where there were only walls. And money becomes a servant to your vision, not the other way around. Because this is where it gets real, where desire meets demand, where dreams are tested in the fire of daily choices. You want to be rich? Rich in freedom, rich in influence, rich in life. Then understand this. You must become a different breed. Most people want more, but they're still thinking like the poor, still moving like the comfortable, still living like they have forever. But wealth doesn't come to the wishful. It comes to the warrior, the one who wakes up and declares, I don't work to survive, I work to dominate. And domination isn't about greed. It's about mastery. Mastery over your time, mastery over your emotions, mastery over your direction. Every day, ask yourself, am I working to escape my current life or to build the one I can't wait to wake up in? Because if your fuel is fear, stress, or obligation, you'll burn out. But if your fuel is vision, if it's that sacred image of your family never having to worry again, of your days being yours, of your name being spoken in rooms you've never even entered, then you'll move with fire. You'll go beyond tired. You'll push past fear. You'll build while everyone else is binging because you know something they don't. You're not just working for money. You're working to become a magnet, a force, a standard. You're working to earn the future. And that means you show up even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't. Because feelings are liars. They want safety. They want comfort. They want applause. But wealth doesn't show up in applause. It shows up in alignment. It shows up when you stop being casual with your potential. So think about it. What would happen if you lived for the next 90 days like your financial breakthrough depended on today? No waiting, no whining, just war. You'd wake up with precision. You'd cut the distractions. You'd train like a soldier. You'd sell like a leader. You'd build like you were chosen. Because you are. This path doesn't require you to be perfect. It requires you to be obsessed. Obsessed with becoming better. Obsessed with stretching further. Obsessed with doing the things nobody sees. Because those are the things that build the life everyone wants, but only a few will ever earn. So one day you can live in a way no one thought possible. But that kind of life doesn't come from luck. It comes from decision. So stop negotiating with laziness. Stop flirting with mediocrity. Stop acting like you have forever. Because the truth is, you don't. You are standing in the middle of a sacred window, the one between who you are and who you could become. And that window is closing. Every minute, every hour, every excuse tightens the gap between your current life and the life you were born to lead. So rise. Rise into the man or woman who no longer needs motivation because you are driven by mission. And when you're led by mission, you don't chase wealth, you become it. Lock in. Because we're just now reaching the depth where your destiny lives. This isn't just about money. This is about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts everything others only dream about. Because wealth isn't running from you. It's waiting behind the discipline you keep avoiding. It's in the early mornings you snooze. It's buried in the deep work you delay. It's behind the bold decisions you're afraid to make. If you want wealth, then you must confront yourself, not once in a while, but daily. Stand in front of the mirror and ask, did I work today like someone who expects millions? Did I lead and move like someone who refuses to be average? Or did I coast? Did I comply? Did I let life lead me, or did I lead it? Wealth doesn't respond to busyness. It responds to boldness. And boldness lives where most people never dare to go, right through the middle of fear. That's why wealth building isn't for the weak. It's for the focused, the obsessed, the rare few who understand that pressure isn't a problem. It's a platform. Every challenge is training. Every failure is refinement. Every delay is a test to deepen your fire. Because wealth isn't earned just with hours. It's earned with identity. You become someone who must be rewarded because your value is too high, your standards too sharp, and your vision too real for the world to ignore. Most people won't understand you. They'll ask why you work so hard. They'll tell you to slow down, to relax. But they don't see what you see. They don't feel what you feel. They don't burn with what you burn for, because this isn't about applause or status. You're not doing this for a car or a title. You're doing it for freedom, for impact, for the peace that comes from owning your time and walking into any room without needing anyone's permission. That's your fire. That's your vinyasa. Why not just to get rich, but to never feel powerless again? Because when you master your work ethic, when you turn effort into identity, when you out-discipline your doubt, you stop chasing success and success starts chasing you. So how do you motivate yourself to work hard toward wealth? You don't wait to feel inspired. You decide. Your future is non-negotiable. You work like your freedom is on the line, because it is. You move like a man possessed. You move like a woman on fire. You build like someone who's tired of scarcity, tired of pretending, tired of being less than what they were born to be. You don't need hype. You need conviction. You don't need perfect conditions. You need a perfect decision. And that decision's made now, to stop playing small, to stop waiting, to stop hoping, and to build the version of you that earns everything you once begged for. And once you make that choice, we keep going. Because you weren't made for halfway. You weren't made for mediocrity, for comfort, for someday. You were made to rise, to create wealth, not just with your hands, but with your character. Because real wealth isn't in what you own. It's in who you are. When no one's watching, it's in your habits, it's in your hunger, it's in your standards. And most people, they don't lack talent, they don't lack time, they lack standards. Most people accept average. They accept average work, they accept average effort, they accept average results, but not you. You're not here just to make a living, you're here to make a mark. That means one thing. Every single day is a test of will, a test of focus, a test of whether you're willing to outgrow the version of yourself that no longer fits the life you want to create. Because wealth doesn't come to the version of you that simply wants it. It comes to the version of you that has become worthy of it. And worthiness is not inherited, it's earned. So stop trying to build wealth with a mindset built for survival. Stop trying to succeed with routines designed for escape. Stop trying to build a legacy while living like someone who's still just trying to get by. This isn't about trying anymore. This is about becoming. And becoming is painful. It demands the death of who you were, the death of old habits, old excuses, and old stories that whisper, I'm not ready, I'm not smart enough, I'm not like them. But the truth is you are. You're exactly like them if you're willing to pay the price. Not with luck, not with shortcuts, but with execution. Get up early, stay up late, block out the noise, read what others ignore, invest in what others fear, work while others sleep, study while others scroll, act while others wait, not because it's easy, but because it's required. That's the cost. The cost of freedom, the cost of owning your life, the cost of building wealth that doesn't just bless you, but blesses generations that come after you. Let this moment be the line in the sand. From here forward, you don't work for money. You work for mission. You work for mastery. You work to become so damn valuable that money can't help but chase you. You don't need luck. You don't need pity. You don't even need motivation. You need a reason that's bigger than your excuses. And if your why is sacred, your how becomes relentless. Because when you work toward wealth with clarity, hunger, and honor, no force on earth can stop you. Now stand still, not to rest, but to lock in. Because what I'm about to say isn't the end of a speech. It's the beginning of a revolution inside you. If you want wealth, real wealth, you have to stop asking for it and start earning it. Not just by working harder than everyone else, but by becoming the person who never stops. You become the standard, the example, the quiet storm that builds in silence and arrives with force. You wake up every morning and whisper, I don't need it easy. I just need it mine. You wipe the doubt from your face and put on the mindset of a millionaire in motion, because wealth is not a reward for the gifted or transformative. It's the inevitable result of alignment between who you are and who you refuse to die without becoming. The late nights are yours, the early mornings are yours, the discipline, the discomfort, the daily grind, no one sees. That's all yours. And because of that, so is the freedom, so is the power, so is the legacy. You are not tired. You are tapping in. You are not stuck. You are building the map, one decision at a time. So no more waiting, no more wishing, no more hoping for a life that must be created. Create it. Wake up and move like the person you're here to be. Speak like it, think like it, work like it, walk like your name belongs on buildings. Speak like your blood carries royalty. Act like your family's freedom depends on what you do today, because it does. You are not chasing wealth anymore. You are becoming wealth. So build every day, every hour, every rep, every breath. Like the world has no idea what's coming, because it doesn't. But you do. You know exactly who you are. And from this moment forward, the world will know it too. So when it's all said and done, it won't be the money you made or the things you own that define your life. It'll be how you used your time, because time is the one resource that once spent never returns. Every moment you waste is a moment of your future silently slipping away. And every moment you own with intention becomes a building block of a legacy that can't be erased. The value of time isn't just important. It's everything. It shapes your habits, your opportunities, your relationships, your success. If you don't control it, it will control you. So ask yourself right now as you leave this video, are you spending your time or are you investing it? Because the future doesn't belong to the busiest. It belongs to the most intentional. Time is life, and how you treat it is how you treat your destiny.